Okay, thank you. Good evening, everyone.
Hi.
Hello. We have in the waiting room someone that has a connection called the. I lost you. There was somebody in the waiting room called the DeFlute fam, but they have appeared to have exited our connection, so we're fine. Again, good evening, everyone. Would you please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance
To the flag
of
of the United States of America,
Republic,
and to the republic for which it stands,
one nation,
one
nation,
under God,
under God,
indivisible, with liberty
liberty and justice for all.
liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, everyone, and welcome to the Board of Aldermen meeting for the City of Town and Country, Monday, May 11th, 2020. The meeting is hereby called to order. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Alderman Allen.
You're on mute, ma'am.
There, here.
Alderman Benham.
Here.
Alderman Butler. Here. Alderman Frouchy.
Here.
Alderman Holman. Here. Alderman Hughes. Here. Alderman Mortland.
Here,
And Alderman Whitmire.
Here.
Mayor Dalton is presiding, and we do have a quorum via video conference.
Thank you, and thank you, everyone, for your continued patience and participation during these extraordinary times with our use of a Zoom meeting. It's not how we like to meet, it is how we have to meet, and everyone has been exceedingly cooperative, and I greatly appreciate that, as I know our staff does. The minutes from our special meeting of April 24th have been distributed. I'd entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Motion by Alderman Butler, seconded by
Allen.
Alderman Allen. Thank you. Discussion. Seeing none. Those minutes will stand approved as written and distributed. And I can do a pretty good job, and I'll just say this for a reminder of seeing hands flashing. People like Alderman Whitmire are on mute, and that's just fine because you may have some background noises. But if you are seeking attention, please give a wave, and it will grab my eye, and I'm glad to recognize you. The minutes from our regular meeting of April 27th have been distributed. I'll now entertain a motion to approve those minutes.
so moved.
Alderman Mortland moves approval. Alderman Allen seconds. Discussions. Seeing none, those minutes will stand approved as written and distributed as well. Under the topic of hearing from citizens, this is an opportunity for anyone with an interest in Town and Country to bring their matter of concern or interest to the board. I have no indications of submissions from people wishing to address the board on a matter of interest or concern. So we will proceed. We have no public hearings this evening. We have no appointments to announce. We are now on the topic of communications and reports. Alderman Frouchy.
Just want to announce that the Planning and Zoning Commission will be holding a meeting on May 20th. We have a couple of items on the agenda of interest. One is chickens in Town and Country, And the other is regarding a new subdivision off of Barrett Station Road that brought forth a lot of comments at our previous meeting. So that subdivision will be discussed again for those who are interested. And it will be a virtual meeting like this one.
Thank you, ma'am. Further reports. Alderman Mortland.
The Public Works Commission is meeting next Monday at 4:30 on a Zoom link. It'll be posted on the website.
Thank you, sir. Further reports. Alderman Holman.
Thank you, Mayor. Next Monday, the Parks and Trails Commission will be holding a Zoom meeting at 6:30. And an agenda that and I would like to add to an item I'd like to add to our agenda is to discuss the feedback that we've heard from residents with regard to our trail and our counterclockwise traffic once you are in parks. Parks are a place in our community where we want residents to get out, feel good, relax, and enjoy. So we're interested in hearing from the community on how they feel about our decision. So if any alderman or city administrator has emails from residents regarding this discussion, I'd appreciate if you're comfortable forwarding them to me so we can discuss this at our meeting next Monday. Thank you.
Thank you. And I appreciate that. It's a, pardon me. I noticed that the county has established a similar arrangement for Queenie Park on its trails. They're all in singular direction. And I know our Parks Director has given this a great deal of thought, but your commission's review, pardon me, of the matter and recommendation would be most welcome. Further reports. Seeing none. I apologize. We are on the topic of unfinished business. Bill number 20-22 is co-sponsored by Alderman Allen and Alderman Benegas. It was continued from our meeting of April 27th. I'll now entertain a motion to approve.
So move.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. I'd ask our city clerk if there are any public comments to enter into the record at this time.
Yes, sir. I actually have 3 emails with attachments. Those 3 emails total 55 pages. I'll enter those into the record. And just for the record, all of those emails were previously distributed to the board before tonight's meeting.
Thank you, ma'am. Motion's been made and seconded. Discussion regarding Bill 20-22. Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Alderman Allen,
Aye.
Alderman Benegas,
Aye.
Alderman Mortland,
Aye.
Alderman Fauci,
I abstain.
Alderman Whitmire,
Aye.
Alderman Butler,
I'm sorry, ma'am, I didn't.
Yeah.
Alderman Butler votes nay.
Thank you. Alderman Hughes
Alderman Hughes votes nay.
and Alderman Holman.
Can I just ask during the vote a question or not? Because I haven't heard the abstain option before, and I just like a little bit more clarity on what that means, or is this not the appropriate time?
Now is certainly the appropriate time. Council, do you want to opine on that, on the basis for an abstention vote and whether or not it comes with a explanation or a rationale? You're on.
Doesn't
mute,
have
sir.
to come. I'm off now, am I not?
You are, yes.
Okay. Generally speaking, an abstention is based on a lack of information, a lack of an ability to presently vote for whatever reason. Generally, it's because of a lack of information. That's the basis, the general basis for an abstention.
Alderman Holman.
So, okay, so if you have an abstain, what is the vote count for an approval for this to move forward? How does the abstain go into the math?
It
Counts as a no vote.
Correct.
Okay.
It doesn't count as a yes vote, let's put it that way.
It functions as a no vote.
Correct.
Okay. Aye.
Alderman Holman votes aye.
So the bill passes 5-2 with 1 abstention and becomes ordinance number 4360.
Thank you. We are on item number 2. It's Bill 20-19. It is co-sponsored by Alderman Fauci and Butler. Without objection, would our city clerk please read that bill for the second time?
Bill number 2019 is an ordinance approving a conditional use and authorizing a conditional use permit for an accessory structure pool located at 23 Brookwood Road in the city of Town and Country.
Thank you. I'll entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Alderman Fauci moves approval. Does that gain you second? Alderman Butler seconds the motion. We are on the bill.
Do you want me to raise my hand or raise my hand? I don't know which one.
Yes, ma'am. That's fine. It's easier for me to see than
I wasn't sure if I was supposed to push the button or do the actual physical
Yeah.
raising. Apologies.
Please proceed.
I just wanted to, for the record, I was not at the previous meeting, but did watch the meeting live. Well, I guess technically not live, or I'm reading the thing on YouTube. So I did watch the meeting and heard the conversation regarding this item.
Thank you. That'll be entered into the record. Further discussion regarding Bill 20-19. Seeing none. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Alderman Butler. Aye. Alderman Holman.
Aye.
Alderman Fauci.
Aye.
Alderman Hughes.
Aye.
Alderman Mortland.
Votes aye.
Thank you. Alderman Allen.
Aye.
Alderman Whitmire.
Aye.
And Alderman Benegus.
Aye.
The bill passes unanimously and becomes ordinance number 4361.
Thank you. We're on item number 3 on our agenda. It's Board Bill 20-20, co-sponsored again by Alderman Fauci and Butler. Without objection, our city clerk please read that bill for the second time.
Bill number 2020 is an ordinance approving a conditional use and authorizing a conditional use permit for an accessory structure, a pavilion, located at 23 Brookwood Road in the city of Town and Country.
Thank you. I'll entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Alderman Fauci moves approval, seconded by Alderman Butler. The bill is before the body. Discussion. Alderman Whitmire.
So just a question regarding the notion of a pavilion, and reading the code. I don't see a reference to a pavilion in our code. I see a reference to a gazebo. I've been told that we commonly use the word pavilion rather than gazebo. Is that appropriate?
It is in my experience. It's an out structure and it requires this sort of approval, but council, do you have an opinion on the matter?
Am I still unmuted?
Nope, you are unmuted, sir.
Okay. They've been used interchangeably forever. I don't know that technically speaking that there's a difference between the two. I think that, and as I'm sitting here right now, I'm trying to think of what our code refers to, and I don't recall. I just know that those two terms have been used interchangeably when dealing with an out structure like this that is an open structure, roof on it, associated with a swimming pool or with an outdoor experience in the backyard. So the terms have been used interchangeably as historically anyway.
Good question. Just remind the board we're approving the structure and the plan in front of you, not necessarily the name, but it's a fair inquiry. Further discussion. Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Alderman Fauci.
Aye.
Alderman Benegus.
Aye.
Alderman Whitmire.
Aye.
Alderman Butler. Aye. Alderman Allen.
Aye.
Alderman Hughes. Aye. Alderman Mortland.
Aye.
And Alderman Holman.
Aye.
The bill passes unanimously and becomes ordinance number 4362.
Thank you. We're on item number 4 on our agenda. It is Bill 20-21, co-sponsored by Alderman Fauci and Butler. Without objection, will our city clerk please read that bill for the second time?
Bill number 2021 is an ordinance approving a conditional use and authorizing a conditional use permit for an accessory structure, a permanent outdoor game court located at 23 Brookwood Road in the city of Town and Country.
Thank you. I'll entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Alderman Fauci, seconded by Alderman Butler. Discussion. Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Alderman Mortland,
Votes aye.
Alderman Hughes,
Aye.
Alderman Fauci,
Aye.
Alderman Holman,
Aye.
Alderman Whitmire,
Aye.
Alderman Bennegus,
Aye.
Alderman Butler. Aye. And Alderman Allen.
Aye.
The bill passes unanimously and becomes ordinance number 4363.
Thank you. We're on item number 5. It's Bill 20-23, co-sponsored by Alderman Holman, Hughes, Butler, and Allen. Without objection, our city clerk please read that bill for the second time.
Bill number 2023 is an ordinance amending Title II, Chapter 210, Offenses of the Municipal Code of the City of Town and Country by the enactment of Section 210.1105 regarding open burning activities.
Alderman Whitmire, do you have a motion on this?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I move that we continue this matter to our next scheduled Board of Aldermen meeting.
Motion been made to continue the matter to the meeting of Tuesday, May 26th. That is our regularly scheduled meeting. It is a Tuesday following a Monday holiday. Does that continuance motion gain a second?
Second.
Motion been made and seconded. Discussion regarding the continuance motion. Seeing none, all of the opinion that motion should prevail, please. Alderman Butler seeking recognition.
Sorry, I had a question. If we could just do it for the record, the reason for the continuance, since this is a county ordinance that we're just trying to mirror so that we have consistency.
I believe I know what's going on, but I'll recognize Alderman Whitmire to explain the rationale for the continuance.
There's some language in the preamble to the motion itself that I'd like to resolve, as well as some other specific language within the motion itself, to not only make sure we're aligned with the county, but that we have an ordinance that's executable.
I appreciate that, Alderman. You and I spoke about this today, and I respect your concerns, and am glad to entertain the continuance motion to address both those matters. Further discussion. Seeing none, all the opinion the continuance motion should prevail, please signify by saying aye.
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 Any of the contrary opinion, nay. Ayes have it, motion carries unanimously. We are on the topic of new business. It's item number 6 on our agenda, Resolution R05, 2020. It's a resolution amending the fees for various permits and applications in the city of Town and Country. I'll entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Alderman Allen moves approval,
Second.
seconded by Alderman Holman. Discussion. Alderman Holman.
Thank you, Mayor. I appreciate the work that has gone into this and looking at where our fees were and making adjustments and reviewing what other municipalities are doing. The one piece of information that is missing for me is, of these numbers by each line item, are they down, flat, or an increase to where we were? And I'm going to apologize right now by not asking this question sooner to our city administrator and everyone else involved in this project. I'm sure I want to green light this, but I just, if you could at least let me know if there was a decrease or if any of these numbers are flat to where we were and reasoning behind that.
It's an excellent question. There has been a great deal of work that went into this. It started during our budget process last summer. Mr. Shelton and Ms. Wrights both did a lot of investigation into where we were, what our peer cities were, what the market was suggesting, and then the matter went before the Ways and Means Commission. I'm sure Alderman Allen will like to speak to this in a second. But Mr. Shelton, do you want to comment in response to the Alderman's question?
Yes, Mayor, thank you very much. In response to the question, the majority of these are an increase, and the reason for that is that we went through specifically to determine the amount of staff time that's involved with processing these and the cost to process it, and then to basically recoup the city's expense to process these applications. To answer the question, the majority are an increase. Some of them had not been increased since the 1980s. So they are increases for the most part.
Thank you, sir. Alderman Allen was seeking recognition next, to then Alderman Venegas.
Are you ready for me?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, and I just wanted to weigh in that, yes, as the mayor said, we did talk about this in Ways and Means. We saw it on a spreadsheet, and it was obvious that we were low typically prior to doing this, and these adjustments kept us kind of in the mix, not at the high by any means of our adjoining municipalities that we have. So I believe it had been a significant number of years, I don't remember, since these fees had been adjusted, and appreciate the work of the staff.
Thank you, Alderman Venegas.
Thank you, Mayor. I support this resolution. However, my feelings about resolutions not receiving second readings have not changed, particularly in an issue like this where fees are being added, increased. I think if there's any place that we need public input, it would be here. So I would make a motion that we continue this until our next meeting to give the public time to give input. Thank you.
I second that motion.
Motion's been made and seconded to continue the consideration of Resolution R05 2020. Discussion on the continuance motion. Seeing none, all of the opinion that motion should prevail, please signify by saying aye.
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 Any of the contrary opinion, nay. The ayes have it. Motion carries unanimously. Thank you, and please direct any of your questions to Mr. Shelton, Ms. Wrights, Chairman Allen, or others on this matter, so that we can. And I appreciate the spirit of the motion, affording people more time. But I would hope that those issues could be addressed over the intervening 2 weeks. We are on item number 7. It's our warrant list in the amount of $156,772.09.
So moved.
Alderman Allen moves approval. Does it gain a second? Alderman Mortland seconds. The warrant list is before us. Discussion. Seeing none. All of the opinion that motion should prevail, please signify by saying aye.
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 Those of the contrary opinion, nay. The ayes have it. Motion carries unanimously. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. Oh, Alderman Venegas is seeking recognition.
Under the item of other, just a comment, Mayor. I think it's been maybe 15, 16 years ago, you implemented a program of having a work session prior to our official meeting. It's been very successful over all those intervening years. And I think we're missing it a little bit with these Zoom meetings, virtual meetings. I don't know if there's a way of doing it practically or not, but I think it would be a good idea for us to look into having a work session before our meeting if possible, before the next meeting. There's a number of issues that I just think need some open discussion. And so just a question, comment, request.
I respect that entirely. It is a practice that I have adhered to over, as you say, over the last 15 years. And it's one that I think provides great value to this body as a deliberative exchange of information. And I would welcome Madam Clerk and Ms. Cuthbert, or is that possible to manage electronically?
It is.
Okay,
We could just set it like this, as long as you have an agenda. We would need to set an agenda just like any other time we have the work session. But we could just have it a Zoom meeting just like this.
okay. Alderman Bennegas, I will work with staff to see what we can pull together, and our goal will be to have a work session in advance of our meeting on Tuesday, May 27th.
Thank you, Mayor.
Yep, good point. Now I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Motion been made and seconded. All in favor of adjourning, please signify by saying aye.
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 The contrary opinion, nay. The ayes have it. Motion carries unanimously. We are adjourned. Have a very good evening, everyone.
Good night, everyone.